Can I turn your mic?
Please wait.
Better dead in the mic.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. Breakfast brought to you by McDonald's. Check them out, lunch and dinner here in Cherryville after the games. How about the Braves? Wished their local teams good luck in the Sweet 16. Chip, do you notice anything might be missing?
Somebody from Georgia?
No.
And they don't represent private schools in North Carolina, apparently.
That's the one that I was kind of leaning towards. They congratulate the Tennessee men and women's team, Ole Miss men and women's team, Alabama men and women's. It says good luck in the Sweet 16 Braves country. It's got a map of North Carolina on there, Chip, but don't have a single school marked in the Sweet 16.
Braves don't support private education.
Braves,
or elitist private education. Maybe that's it.
So Tom, we always joke about the New Jersey thing, right? And they say that's just Carolina fans and people joking and making fun of.
Y'all just made people just now hate the Braves for showing that.
I don't.
We're not the ones who put it. We didn't post that.
That's the Braves posted that.
Yeah. I mean, there you go.
The Braves.
All them people who were daggum Braves fan have just switched to somebody else.
Dude, ain't no Braves fans, Duke fans. You're fine. It's all right.
There's not a lot of those, I would imagine. No, I mean that's just.
I hate the
Here's Barstool talking about maybe kind of the same thing. Yeah.
Which college team has the most fans in another state?
It's easy.
Duke, probably.
These people are not from North Carolina.
No.
What
You're
state?
talking
What state
one
would it be, though?
specific state?
I think I am.
You're talking one specific state.
Like
You're
Southern
not talking-
Indiana. Southern Indiana, for example. There's probably a lot of Kentucky fans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Southern Ohio.
Would it be?
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Just Notre Dame and Illinois. A lot of.
They got the
Hold
most.
on. Let me think about this. Brandon. Brandon, let me think about it.
All right.
Just give me a second to fucking think.
Alabama fans in Mississippi because they're all toothless.
My
fucking
mind
idiots.
immediately goes to, yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
My mind immediately goes to, you're talking basketball? Well, I guess football would.
Anything, yeah.
My mind immediately goes to Duke fans in like Jersey, which is where they're playing.
Fair.
But
A lot of Northeast assholes love Duke.
What in the world, man?
We don't even.
And y'all talk about what I say and listen to it. What in the world?
Why does everybody know that, Tom?
It's a little vulgar, but it's true.
Why does everybody know that, Tom?
I guess it's just. I guess ever since Christian Leitner, I guess everybody knows that.
Harvard of the South.
Oh goodness!
Hey,
Well,
so-
how are they the Harvard of the South when they're letting all these guys come in? When let Kyrie Irving come in there and say the world's flat, and then he tells everybody he went to Duke. So I mean, obviously he's not going to class very much.
All right, so here's the Sweet 16 map of the closest counties to your team, so who you should be pulling for according to the counties. Of course, New Jersey is not listed on Duke, believe it or not. But if you look close enough, we're in the split zone,
I was
guys,
about to say.
of Tennessee and Duke.
We're Tennessee.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Oh yeah, Gaston.
Nope.
Well,
If you're-
Lincoln County.
currently, you're sitting in Dukeville, right down the street about a quarter mile is Tennesseeville.
I'm gonna drive back home. Real quick. Get my
the
cream
county
pickle.
line, Cleveland County is your line for Tennessee fans, and the Duke fans are Gaston, Lincoln, Catawba County.
Well, I can't stand either one of those schools, so I won't be pulling for either one.
We talked about this in football, and we don't. You always said the SEC's undefeated in hypotheticals, but they've got they could have a pretty darn good representation in the Final Four, depending on how the rest of this weekend plays out.
Chip, if they give you 15 of 16 teams, your odds of making
God.
it.
But if they weren't that good, then they should be beat.
True or false? The two best teams make the Super Bowl every year. False because you have brackets. You can't just by simple mathematics.
Not necessarily. Some teams get better as the year
Just
goes
by,
on.
well, I'm just saying simple mathematics. You might have the two best teams on the AFC, or two best teams in the NFC,
that's
or
fair.
two best teams in whatever bracket. Real quick, what did y'all think about Dan Hurley? As always, acting like a fool, blaming the rest for his team losing. Terry,
I think he needs to become Kyle Busch's
I wish he'd,
crew chief.
I don't like him.
Sorry, Terry,
anyway.
go ahead.
Yeah, I don't like him anyway, so I'm just going to keep them thoughts to myself.
He sounds perfect for you, man.
yeah.
all I got to get into.
I think NC State should have hired him.
I sure am glad we did.
How about North Texas? Get this. All right. We'll head to Oklahoma State for the quarterfinals in NIT due to a scheduling conflict with a faculty lunch.
Yeah.
And a dance competition at the Super Pit. UNT officials say they explored alternatives but were unable to find a solution. So North Texas will play their quarterfinal game. Can't play their quarterfinal game at home because of a school.
They had to go to Oklahoma State. They won it, but they had to go there.
So where are they going to play?
At Oklahoma State.
They played Oklahoma State and they beat them.
The team that was supposed to be away, they ended up getting to be the home team.
Because
and then they still lost.
They just wouldn't.
North Texas won.
That's what I'm saying. Oklahoma as the home team still lost.
Yeah.
Why didn't they? But what I'm saying is, there not another venue close by they could have used.
Another venue
teachers could eat anywhere.
Yeah,
They don't got a cafeteria.
They didn't want to spend the money to rent out the facility.
So Golden Corrals in North Texas.
Unreal.
North Texas would rather just play the game.
I mean, it'd be like, if UNC Charlotte for some reason couldn't play it, the on-campus arena, you could play at the Big I, or something like that.
I'm going to tell you something else, too, and as we're speaking of college basketball, Illinois State, give them credit, they won the Purple CBI tournament this past week. And then in the NIT, y'all, if you see your Final Four, you think this is just a makeup tournament. North Texas. I can't think. You see Irvine, maybe he's one of them in it. But, I mean, I can't remember who all was the Final Four.
I don't think Big Ten teams are allowed to play in it because of TV
Wake
contracts.
Forest declined to go to it.
Yeah.
Carolina did last year, didn't they?
Yeah, and, I mean, Georgia Tech was in it, Stanford was in it, and Florida State, I think, was in it. But all of them got beat. So you really see how bad the ACC was. I mean, the Final Four in the NIT looks like, I mean – have y'all playing for 69th? I mean.
How about Alabama, Terry? State of basketball today with 113 points scored. They took 66 shots, 51 threes.
Yeah.
61 total shots, 51 three-pointers.
Boston Celtics.
That's insane. That is insane.
What's insane is that they could do the same thing tonight, and if they hit a high enough percentage, they're going to put Duke out.
Who's that?
Alabama.
That'll not happen.
Oh gosh, here we go.
Thank you. Can you play back the clips you showed from last week?
Yeah, I know. Do I need to hit repeat there?
No, I just think the length of Duke players are going to stop a lot of threes. They're the biggest team in the NCAA.
We'll see.
I mean, and length means a lot.
Did you see the play last night for Houston to win the ball game?
No, I read about it, but I missed it.
All right, Terry. Did you see it, Terry?
Go ahead.
Did you? Because I got to ask you a question before I show it to you.
I can't remember whether I saw it this
Who's
morning
the
or
most
not.
dangerous player on inbounds play, Terry?
Oh, the guy on Alabama.
That's all you need to know on watching the video.
Simple.
Most dangerous player is the inbounder.
In the Elite Eight. Uzan gets it in, gets it back, and he puts it in! What a play!
What a play. That's not a play.
Now the officials will stop the clock.
How do you not?
Used to ran the give and go back
No, where's the guy that's supposed to be guarding him?
So-
There's the problem.
He was there.
He went to give help.
He went to help.
Yeah, but why should he go give help? This guy had his guy.
Yep.
So let's talk a couple of things on this. And this is for the basketball coaches out there one thing that's always pet peeved me, Terry, is that the starting center guarding the guy inbounding the play?
No.
That's a guard as far as I can tell, right?
That's what it looks like.
So you have 2 seconds left. You're not going to be running a play on offense. You don't have to have your starters in, guys. Can I make that clear? Is that true, Terry? Like, for example, the 92 Tar Heels had 3 7-footers.
If I'm on defense, my 5 best defensive guys are out there.
Correct. Correct.
For the
For the
situation.
don't care.
Correct.
Michael Jordan, great defensive guy. Whether Michael Jordan could not play defense, well, he would not be on my court if he couldn't play defense.
You wouldn't have had Dante Calabria out there, right, Terry? You'd have stuck an extra 7-footer out there, right?
Put a Kevin
That's what I'm saying.
Salvadori. Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
I will say this as a basketball player. When I'm
But now I
inbounding to play,
do question that guy that's guarding the guy out of
That's what I'm saying. Please put the tallest person on your team if he's not involved with the other center being, or put the second tallest person on your team guarding the inbounder. It affects the passes, whether they touch it or not. It affects the passes. I'm telling you.
Here's another thing, similar, different from the Houston play, but I've never understood it. When you get inside of 2 minutes, minute and a half, or whatever, and you're up by 4 or 5 or what, or if it's more than a 2-possession game, all right, you need ball handlers, but have a ball handler too. Put your best free throw shooters on your team out there.
They need to be out there at certain times.
I don't understand why. And so many times that they don't. The teams, when you have possession, when you have the ball at least, because you're going to get fouled. Mm-hmm. And then if you go to the line, you can sub out at that point. You can, if you want to put your best defensive rotation in, but sub for the situation.
So Terry, the guy guarding the inbounder, which there's no way they drew it up like this, right? Like, why would he leave the guy if you're facing the inbounder, you're guarding the inbounder, and he turns 2 seconds later. Oh, I'm gonna get this guy I think's open.
Well, look up at the top. Look at he got beat.
I know he did. But that's not his job.
Yeah.
like say, okay, Chip, if he never leaves his spot, is he not there for that pass?
Oh, absolutely. But I also
I'm telling you, there's no way.
The guy up here has no opportunity to get back. There's no chance for him. Right. Even if you leave,
why did he leave?
I would.
Number
I would
0
take,
gets screened.
No, Terry, no, Chip.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, it's not his responsibility to leave.
I think he was.
He left because he's an idiot. Is the answer to the question. He's a moron. Is the answer to the question.
If he doesn't leave, though, there's a potential that the other
guy on the
that the Houston guy gets the other opposite block.
You see this guy in the middle? It's his job to play defense, not mine.
No.
Because I went to help. I'm telling you, I've played. If I go to help, I gave up a dunk and the game is over. Who cares about the invisible guy without the ball? Because right here, if he throws him the ball right there, maybe the 7-footer in the lane would help out a little bit. But he just has to jump over here because now his guy's got the ball and we're dunking on nobody. Just total all around dumb defense. Now, Chip, where's the guy he's guarding the guy in the corner without the ball?
Yeah.
Why would you leave? That was stupid. Sorry, Purdue. I thought and someone typed, I thought Purdue was the better educational school than Houston on this one, guys. Kelvin Sampson, though, is the coach for Houston, by the way. He's not bad at all.
No, he's not.
No, he's not a bad coach. I don't like him, but he's not a bad coach.
You got to give him credit.
I mean, there's a lot of people I don't like. So.
Well, you are from Lincoln, so that would explain why
Tom
you don't like
Centofanti's one of them, too. I mean, I just want to say.
I've been to Lincoln many times. I don't feel very well loved when I go.
You don't feel welcome?
All Tom does when he comes to Lincoln County, y'all know Terry Reinhardt? That's all he does when he comes to Lincoln.
Well, I just go to West Lincoln and I say Terry Reinhardt said I can park wherever I want, and then you get a Terry Reinhardt story right after that. So
From a guy named Biscuit.
His name is Biscuit. That was his name.
Yeah.
Biscuit.
I would ask to see his driver's license. Can I see?
All right, tonight,
Yeah.
Texas Tech and Florida, 6 o'clock. KTC Broadcasting. Florida is favored by 6.5 in this matchup. Tommy, on your betting app, what you got?
I think I laid the points. I just think Florida's really strong and they're going to cover in this game.
What's the points?
6.5.
156 total. 6.5 for Florida is favored by. Terry?
I'm going straight with the number 1, Florida.
Chipper?
Give me the Gators. Yep. I think they're that good.
Gator chomp for me, too. Alabama and Duke. When you want to pull for hell, Chip. Which demon are you pulling for in this one?
Again, they both lose. I can't support. Sorry, I'm picking the Tide.
The only way to make
You're not picking your support. You're picking who you think's going to win.
the only way to make a Carolina fan say Roll Tide is for them to play Duke.
That's exactly right. Yeah. My heart says Alabama, and I'm going to go. My head's going to go with my heart, so I'm going Alabama.
Ain't a Carolina fan alive right now saying I'm pulling for Duke.
That's what I say. Roll Tide, Terry.
No, Duke wins.
Sunday. Houston, and you're the only 10 I see around here, the Volunteers. Houston favored by 3.5, Chip.
Tennessee looked really good last night. I'm going with the Vols.
That'll never happen.
Oh gosh, I did take Tennessee plus 3.5.
You took Tennessee
Plus 3.5
against Houston.
against Houston.
Houston plays defense.
Well, they struggled in their last game.
Purdue doesn't. We just saw that.
Purdue play. I mean, it was a game in the 60s.
Samson's teams usually play defense. Them and Iowa State. If you ever watch any of them games, this defensive bound. Houston wins this defensive win. I mean, I don't care what type of offense you got. But the next one,
I'm gonna give me Tennessee. Talk too much.
no, you've lost that one.
I probably did. I wasn't gonna pick.
You've
No,
lost
I'm
that
going
one.
to pick Houston. They'll probably win it. But you, Terry, last week you just
I messed up one time in here in the
You spent
last
15
30
you
years.
minutes.
You missed 3 of your 4 games that you guaranteed.
You
I
came in
know,
last.
I
I came in
You
last
picked
last
McNeese,
week.
they lost. You picked
I
Gonzaga,
took
and they lost.
McNeese because I'm representing my coach.
I know you lost.
That's the only reason I took them.
The only game that you called out that ended up working out was BYU beating Wisconsin.
Well, Gonzaga could have easily won their game,
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
but they did.
I'm gonna change back. Give me to Houston. I was going to pick them. I didn't know they was playing Tennessee. I don't like Tennessee.
Tennessee's offense will not be productive.
Michigan State and Auburn. Everybody's saying Auburn's not going to do it, so that's going to make me pick them on this one. I'm going to go with that one over.
No, I'm taking
Over
Michigan
Sparty.
State.
I'm an Izzo fan. I want Izzo to get one more. So he's going to be the one team I pick that doesn't. That's not an SEC team that makes the Final Four.
I took Michigan in the points.
Michigan
Michigan.
State.
Michigan State.
I hope you took Michigan State.
Michigan State. Of all the things he says backwards.
Now he's
turn
on-
around
now he's on-
like, oh, did you mean Michigan? Michigan State.
I'll tell you one thing that Tom mentioned a couple weeks ago that I can't get out of my head now. Anytime I see Ole Miss, I'm like, why?
I did that.
Oh, is that you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
It
Tom. I
was
thought
good.
Tom brought it.
That
But Ole Miss, why? Why are they?
Why don't they ever say Brigham Young?
Mississippi? I mean, it's the university. Yeah.
All right, so a couple of things we'll go over since we're on college real quick. Some football stuff. The NCAA, because they're always looking out for the best of everybody and doing things right, has denied the University of Colorado and Syracuse the right to play a spring game against each other. Dion had come out and said that he was going to have basically a spring week, basically, and then they're just going to have a lot of they're going to have practices open for everybody and with another school, and at the end of the week they would have they would just have a spring game, and the NCAA has denied them
I agree.
and
They
told
should
them that
deny
they can't play the practice game.
I agree.
Why, Terry?
Why?
Well, because if you go, here's the simple reason. If you go to the NFL when they have these preseason games, what's it end up being? A fight every time you go to them. When you go to the NFL, them preseason games that they have for scrimmages turn into fights. That's how come he's denied. Why should you want that already in college? If I do this, then we're going to have a fight. That's what's going to happen because nothing's going to happen to these guys if they get in one.
So you're worried about a fight.
Well, that's what it
Football.
is. It shouldn't be. It should not be allowed, and I'm glad they turned him down.
That may
Simple.
be the
It's simple.
dumbest thing I've
No,
ever
it's
heard.
not.
They're going to be a fight.
The
so you can't play.
NFL, every time they have one time, they have a fight.
They've had some fights, but you got like scrubs out there playing, that aren't going to be on the team. Those are the ones fighting.
Yeah,
Those
you're
college-
good until a parent
those
comes
college-
up saying, "Why in the world y'all do
Those college kids, even if they don't play, they're still going to be on the team. You got them scrubs in the NFL that are never going to make it, so they might as well get their licks in while they can. So I think it's a different situation.
Chip, you'll read this for the folks at home.
Yep. Review and provide feedback on legislative relief waiver. The committee reviewed and provided feedback to the NCAA staff on a legislative relief waiver request to permit 2 FBS institutions to engage in a joint contact practice session, a joint non-contact practice session, and an 11-on-11 scrimmage during the institution's 2025 spring practice period. The committee raised concerns regarding 1, the timing of the request, noting most institutions have already planned their spring practice periods, and some are at the end of or have completed their spring practice period. 2, The competitive and recruiting advantage gained by the applicant institutions if a waiver was approved to allow these institutions to engage in activities no other institutions are permitted to do. And 3, the potential academic impact associated with student athletes missing class time to participate in practice activities. That's funny. The NCAA cares about that.
Classes,
That's hilarious. The committee advised the NCAA staff that for the reasons noted above, it opposed the waiver. The committee agreed to discuss during a future meeting a concept that could permit joint spring practices in future seasons.
All right, Tom, I'm going to sum that up for you. The NCAA doesn't have a current TV contract for this and can't make money off this. And if you guys are going to be selling tickets and hot dogs, we're not going to be happy about this. So but we have no reasons other than make up 3 BS totally reasons, and then we'll throw in Terry's 4th reason. They're going to fight.
They're going to fight.
That's the 4th.
Never known any of that stuff, man.
Yeah, it's the most BS thing I've ever heard in my life. Did I not get that right? We're not getting any money off this. The number one, the timing of the request means we don't have time to get a TV deal in place for this where we can make money.
Here's what else I love about it.
I guarantee it.
Because you two schools were so creative to work together about this and nobody else thought about it, that's a disadvantage for the other institution.
You know what's going to happen?
What do you mean recruiting advantages now?
Yeah.
Everybody has a recruiting advantage. Some people have pools. Some people have pretty girls. Some people have beaches. Some people have good football teams. Every school is a different recruiting advantage. Yeah. Everything is a different recruiting advantage.
You know what's going to happen now?
Colorado has free pot. Illegal pot.
Just like this was brought up.
There you go.
Deion Sanders did his thing. In 2 or 3 years, we'll be having this now.
Correct.
Indeed. Yes. Once they're and to Kevin's point, once the NCAA
and it'll be on television and everybody can watch it.
Has a way of monetizing it and making a profit off of it, they'll be perfectly fine with
every school will have them now here shortly, which is
crazy.
Fine. What's wrong with them playing a game in the spring, Terry?
Yeah.
They're going to fight.
They won't fight in the fall. They won't fight in the fall.
They won't fight in the fall.
Put the penalty. If you get in a fight, you're done. You cannot play when the fall comes around.
So, like, if Jeremiah Smith gets into a fight at Ohio State spring game, we're going to suspend him for the year.
For the year.
Okay, yeah.
Let him transfer to another school.
Let him transfer to
That's genius.
Okay. Terry, sometimes you should really run thoughts through your head before you say them. Like just don't pop the thought out of your head.
No, it's not. I mean,
sometimes I think about things and then I decide not to say them. Like you never do that.
You say what's on your mind.
That's like the Frank Caliendo routine about President George W. Bush. Sometimes you got inside words, sometimes you got outside words. That time the inside word came out. That time.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
All right, Terry, what do you know about this wrestling at the national championship?
The real stuff that Stone Cold and Rock do, or the fake stuff that the colleges do?
We're not talking about John Cena right now.
Say that in jest. All my
we're
wrestling
talking
fans.
about the biggest upset in NCAA wrestling history. Stevenson, former Olympic champion and WWE wrestler, college football player, loses here, Terry, and we'll see. I'll let you give your assessment of the call. The favored guy is the Minnesota guy. Okay.
You just can't spend much time on your knees with Gable Stevenson.
Gable Stevenson is the
30 seconds left.
He's in the black.
Yeah.
Underdogs
Underdogs in the orange.
Look, the crowd go crazy.
He got him.
This could be it. Oh my goodness. The biggest upset in the history of the NCAA. Could this be it? Yes. He has done it. Wyatt Henderson just beat Gable Stevenson. Wyatt Henderson just beat Gable Stevenson. Oh my God.
Don't know the background, Terry. I'm gonna pull it up here and say, do you know anything about the Stevenson and all this stuff? And
No.
I was hoping you did a little bit.
No.
All he had to do was last another 22 seconds. He got pinned.
Yeah.
Wow.
Stevenson was Olympic gold medalist. Last time they wrestled, Hendrickson lost 18-2 by mercy rule. Stevenson was regarded as untouchable at the NCAA level. So there's you some.
Looks like he was touching him pretty good there.
I don't know anything about it, so I couldn't tell you what. I just looked like he hugged him for a minute.
That's what it looks like. It looks like two men snuggling up to each other. I just can't get into that stuff, man. I know that guys love it that do it. You know, the guys on the wrestling team, well, they live it. You know, they love it.
Yeah.
But I just,
Now,
it never appealed to me.
now, Tom, you can get the ladies if you're a wrestler.
I get the ladies anyway, Kevin.
This is 5'5" wrestling champion. Check out his girlfriend who helped
Hey,
celebrate.
look at
with.
Bird's girlfriend over there. She's 6'3". Bird's got a 6'3" girlfriend. Look at it. He like 5'5".
Watch this.
Volleyball girl over there. They're famous on TikTok.
That's her and his family.
You can't see her head. She's hugging his parents. Lucas Bird.
It wasn't for a lack of trying. He was trying to get to his attack.
It's weird.
Lack of trying. He was trying to get
Volleyball player.
She's literally a head taller.
That's his family. She's the head of the whole family.
to his attack.
Look,
Trying to
look,
get
look,
to
look,
his
JB.
offense.
Look, he's picking.
Awesome.
He loves her. Ellie.
just weird.
Love knows no boundaries.
All right, who wins that wrestling match, Terry? Tell the tape. You didn't think that question was coming to you after watching that? You're the wrestling expert. Zach's not here for that wrestling.
No,
We're here for
Lord.
wrestling. I needed a wrestling expert on who's going to win that matchup. Who's pinning who, Terry?
Who knows?
He would probably let her pin him. Go ahead and pin me, baby.
It looked like a mama hugging her baby.
It did.
I mean, I'm
I
sorry.
mean, I just can't.
It did.
It's just funny because I can.
It looked like a mama hugging her baby.
I have a like a memory from college when I like thought all these girls were standing up on a stage, and I was like, man, those girls, there must be a stage there. I went up there, it was the girls volleyball team, and they were like a whole head taller than everybody. So like, of course, I was about 18 years old trying to talk to a no.
He